darling. I
Oh,
love your t-shirt.
thank you. It's one of my
Oh,
favorite moments. I'm gonna stand up
so
so you can see it.
fetch. I love it.
It's so good.
Art of Lucas.
Uh, it's so,
I
so
know, I
good.
love it. And I like your pink background too.
Thank you. I always show people because everyone thinks it's blue green screen and it's real. So it's
No,
like,
right. I love it. It looks like lace.
thank you. It's just
Very
like
pretty.
velvet. I love it. I'm
Very
so
pretty.
excited to speak with you today. It is very rare that I get to talk with people that I have a personal connection with and a personal love for. Rogue is my all-time favorite character. I have loved,
Really?
yes, since I was a young girl watching the X-Men animated series. She's the first character I really connected with and saw as such a strong woman that I could look up to. And it's what like made me then read comics. And it's really kind of projected me into this whole other world I wouldn't have had without, I would even say, your performance because
Holy moly. Thank
it's,
you.
you're welcome. So like I know you're not Rogue, but also you are to me, you know?
Thanks, Sugar. I appreciate that because Rogue is part of me, and I am part of her. There's a lot that's similar there, and I relate to her so much, probably more than almost any other character I've ever played. And I've
Yeah,
played a lot of them, but I love Rogue. So I'm with you. I love Rogue. She's cool, and she's got so many different layers.
absolutely. And people don't even understand. And we'll talk about it a little bit. But
Okay.
I want to ask you, when you were first approached to join X-Men 97, what
Mhm.
was it that made you say yes? Was it did they talk to you about the arc? Was there ever a moment where you thought of passing the torch or were you like, no, she's mine. I'm all in.
Yeah, she's mine. I'm all in.
Yes.
She's
I
mine. Hands off, sugar.
I'm so glad to hear that because I was like, I hope. Like, so when you read this,
Absolutely.
right? When you
Absolutely.
read the script and the arc and this journey she was going to go on, I was honestly surprised because I feel like the original series is very rogue heavy as well. And I
Mhm.
thought maybe they wouldn't do that. Were you surprised and excited? What were your initial
Yeah.
thoughts?
I mean, I think any actor is surprised and excited when they find out their character is going to be like the main one that's kind of making the story happen. I mean, we are actors. Um, like I remember in season 1 of the 90s when I got a rogue's tale in my hot little hands and to read that it was her origin story was fabulous. I finally felt like I got a chance to really dig in and show, some of that loneliness and that pathos and that angst of, where do I belong? Who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose? And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Um, so then fast forward to now, I did not, just like back in the 90s, we didn't know from one episode to the next what was going to happen until we got the scripts. They kept it very, very quiet. So I didn't know until I got there what was happening in episode 5. But by the time it came, I was ready because I have talked about this a few times that I had gone through major, major grieving in the last year, several months leading up to that, because my young niece, who was 17 years old, Maya, had passed away of cancer. And I was broken. I mean, my whole family were. She was the only girl, the only granddaughter. And, it was so hard. So when I got the script, I read it and I went, oh, I can relate to this so much. And I just made a conscious decision that I would pour all of my emotions into my voice, into my vocal performance, so that people who heard my voice could feel it and that it would be visceral and that they would resonate with them. And if they had lost anyone through COVID or the wars and all these different horrible things that are happening around the world, many people have lost people that they love, that it would help them feel their own feelings, express their feelings, cry, and hopefully then get some catharsism and to help them heal. And that was my goal. So I hope it has helped. I'm hearing that it has, that many people could relate to it. So
Absolutely.
that's
The moment it goes to black and you say, "I can't feel you," like, that gutted me so much so that my roommate filmed me crying and she made fun of me. And you actually commented on this video that I posted.
oh, really?
Yeah, because I was just like sad and I'm like, because I love this character so much and obviously Remy so much. And it just like, it literally gutted me seeing that because I think no one saw it coming. And
No.
with the conversations, a thing that we have now that we didn't have in the 90s is social
Yeah,
media.
I know, right?
So, how has that been for you?
I know, but you know what? I love it because I started off in theater. So in theater, you get an immediate response from the audience, and it's an energy thing. You give out energy and you receive energy. It's a give and take. So when you're doing film and TV or voice, you don't really get that right away. So now to be able to release each episode each week, I loved the fact that Disney did that, and then to be able to see immediately the reaction of the fans, and including some where there were videos of people watching it or their reactions, was touching. It was so overwhelmingly wonderful and fulfilling. And I had suspected some people would be angry about Rogue and Magneto, especially the Romies out there, and so I wondered how they would react, but my response was, it's a story. Let it play out and keep the faith. And that's my mantra.
Absolutely. When you read that they were gonna be hinting at a comic story that we hadn't even seen yet with Magneto and Rogue, Apocalypse, this whole thing, what did you think when you're talking with Bo about it? Were you like, "Oh, we're gonna do this Rogue Magneto thing?"
Well, I had not read those comics with Magneto, so I wasn't aware of it, but when I talked to Bo and the team about it, they said, "Oh, yeah, this was in the comics," and she even has a child with him in one of the universes that they called Charles, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I just thought, "Okay, well, this is good. It gives a little bit more spice with that sugar. Gives me a chance to play some flirtatious stuff, and it's just another color to add to the palette for Rogue to flesh her out even more." And it was a treat, like a real gift. This whole season has been a real gift for an actor, and I'm just very, very grateful for it.
And now there's Emmy buzz around the series. How incredible is that?
My God, it's amazing. I mean, first of all, to play a superhero once in your life is amazing. But then to have to play it a second time, 30 years apart, Um, it's unheard of. And when they had the premiere for us at the El Capitan Theater, the cinema in Hollywood. What a treat. I mean, to come in, to be there with the fans and hear the reactions there. People were screaming and crying and cheering. I mean, it was overwhelmingly incredible for all of us, but especially I think for the original cast because we did do so much of it, and it felt like we were just sending it out there, and we had no idea how people were gonna react or were reacting, and now it's been amazing. So, I mean, it's a team effort, and animation is team effort if it's nothing else. The art, the design, the music, the pacing, the direction, the writing. If you don't have a good script, you have nothing. So, all of it, the performances, I'm just honored and grateful to be part of this amazing team. And it's like lightning in a bottle. Lightning does sometimes strike twice, and we've been lucky enough to be part of that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been
Oh, no.
so, like, cathartic, I would say, for, like, my inner child to speak with you. So thank you so much.
You're
This has
welcome,
been
and I
amazing.
hope we get to meet in person someday.
I would love that. I'll come up to you and be like this.
All right. Yeah, please introduce yourself. And I have a book coming out. I have a memoir coming out in the fall called A Rogue's Tale, and it's my origin story. So,
I love
yes.
it.
Yeah, it'll
Perfect.
be available on Amazon.
Awesome. I will pick that up.
Yeah,
Thank you
stay
so much.
tuned.